What is it with Vince Russo, Bruce Prichard, and Eric Bischoff that they seem to really want to go for you constantly? Because I genuinely don't know the backstory.
I mean, I think that, okay, so we're talking, Vince Russo, I think, is just looking for attention, and he's just doing anything for attention. Bruce, I think it's a marketing gimmick that he stumbled onto, and it worked, so he just kept going with it. And Eric, I think Eric copied Bruce's gimmick, but I do think there's a difference. I do believe that Bruce probably doesn't like me right now, but when it started, I don't think that was the case. But I think Eric has like gone so far in the gimmick that I actually believe Eric truly doesn't like me. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it's not like I deal with them. And when I talk to Eric's friends, they'll just go, it's complete gimmick. It's like, but I actually believe that it's more than that, because he said, like, you can do your gimmick, but like situations like when something bad happens, you know what I mean? I mean, he said stuff where I'm going like, geez, you're like a real evil, vile person. And Bruce would never, like, if something bad happened in my personal life, Eric would try to dig it in. And like, it's like that, just looks terrible doing it, right? And Bruce would never be stupid enough and have bad enough timing to do that. So that's kind of how I view it. So, yeah.
Because I never really heard about this until they both conveniently had podcasts.
Well, because there was none of that before they had podcasts. And I mean, Russo would have, in interviews or stuff, may have done that even without podcasts. Bruce never would have. And Eric in his book, like when I read his book, I was kind of like, what's the word? I mean, there's so much in his book that I knew, like every page in his book. I remember I was doing a review of the book, and it's like every page had so much stuff that was either wrong or complete lies, that I was doing this thing, I was going to review it. And then I realized, like, I'd have to write a freaking book to actually go through this. So I went through like maybe one chapter, found so much stuff that was complete shit. And then I just dropped it, because it's just like, and then I remember people in WCW were going like, everything you said was accurate. Everything you said. And it's like, I know it was, but, so in the book, there was that, but then after, maybe because it was convenient or whatever, he would always said, oh yeah, he's the best reporter out there. And then he got the new podcast, and Bruce had already been doing the gimmick, so he went with Conrad, and it was, it started as a gimmick, but I do think that he's kind of a vile person, so I think that it's probably more than a gimmick now. So yeah.
He's worked himself into a shoot, as they say.
He's worked himself into a shoot, exactly. Whereas Bruce, I think Bruce knows the difference.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough! Booty, poo, candy ass! I had him writhing in pain from my sharpshooter. Rocky! I am not a nugget!
Stick him straight up your candy ass!
I kicked your leg out of your leg.
The Rock has come back!